Hi, good evening all. This is Rod. It's a final evening before we're going to, most of us go and vote tomorrow. So I thought this evening, as I indicated today, I'll give some reflections about this journey that actually started on the 6th of September, if I don't have it wrong, when I had a meeting with the previous head of the IEC in the Western Cape, Reverend Courtney Sampson, just talk about possibilities, especially after, as we were waiting on the IEC's decision, whether they would open voting, allow parties to nominate new candidates. Yeah, and it's been a roller coaster since then. So tonight, I want to, through a pictorial reflection, I want to show you some of the photos that was taken through this journey, and talk to you as we launch this journey to provide Cape Townians a credible alternative. So yes, it started on the 6th of September. We CA First, as I indicated, morphed from the South Africa First Forum, which was a civil society organization in essence to empower South Africans to get their voices back and to push back against the looting of the state, against corruption, against unaccountable leadership, and against people treating our constitution with disdain and taking our people for granted. We then said that we needed to test ourselves and move from the sidelines into the ring, as we said, and step up to the plate, where civil society actually partook in governance processes, especially of the people of Cape Town. And we then decided to create the CA First movement. We didn't want it to be a political party. We said it's a movement. We want to move people to a better state of being, and we want to provide people with a credible alternative to what currently existed, the bigger parties and so on. And we said we needed to get a group of credible Cape Townians, people who's in it not for political gain, and not to be career politicians. And we want to make a difference in the lives of our people. So that is, then we moved to, then we had a whole process in terms of name changes, etc. Yeah, as I said, that's another story around the name change and registration with the IEC. Then this is the team that I cajoled. I spoke to a number of people. There are some people who were supportive, but for various reasons was not able to join us. Obviously, it was short notice, and people were not ready. There were other kinds of implications. So as you can see, these are ordinary group of people. There are some young people around there. There's women, there are men, and yeah, they raised their hands, they stepped up to the plate, and then they said they prepared to be candidates and to be the team that could was prepared to deliver better service to the people of Cape Town. So this is the team that I've been leading. Then one of the first things, I mean, there were a few personal moments. The big moment, unfortunately, it's on my phone. Maybe I must see if I can find that message from Donna. My daughter, Donna, has never been interested in politics, but she's got big opinions and so on. was just disappointed in the political process. She's a biotechnologist, works out in Stellenbosch. She sent me a WhatsApp while I was busy with this, and I've been sharing information with him and saying, Dad, how can I assist? I would want to get involved in this thing, and I want to assist you. And I'm prepared to be a candidate for my ward. We lived in Pinelands many years. Donna grew up there, went to school there, and so on. And then she and her mother and the brother, they moved to Goodwood. And she wasn't prepared to be a candidate both for Goodwood and for Pinelands. So lots of reflection. That was a very, very touching moment for me, that she stepped up to the plate. Then I went to my mother as well. A few days before the launch, I went to my mother, and no, I think it was after we launched the party. I had a chat with her. I think that was a registration weekend, the Saturday. I went to her and I had I just felt I needed to touch base with my mother. She's 81 years old. They call her affectionately Ma Rose. So I went to my mother and she had a chat. I think there's a video clip of the two of us chatting. She lives with my brother. So yeah, so those were the two key personal moments for me, where Donna reached out to step up to the plate, and then I went to my mother. Then we had to decide where was this going to be located. You know, it's an expensive process to have a political party and to contest elections. I run a sport and jazz foundation at Oudtshoorn Eco Village. There's a hall that we hire out and so on, and we use it for various activities, jazz activities, sport activity programs for the kids and so on. And we then assign that to be the headquarters for that month. There you can see there's some of the tables that we put up there. The flag is there, and the lectern in front of our banner. That's where we normally, where I normally spoke from when we had our meetings with the candidates. So, and as you can see, there's the banner going up for the mayoral candidate. So that's been the headquarters for the last month. Then obviously we had no money. I mean, I think SA First only had under 10,000 Rand money in its bank account. We arranged a fundraiser with a band, with some DJs. The DJs agreed to come and play for free. That was their contribution. You see Uncle Cal there, Brian Bohorn there, and there's a number of other people there, and there's some of the candidates there, and some of the people that attended this fundraiser to raise some money for us to be able to do this thing. Because as you know, we are not funded by a big corporate or so on. I put in a fair amount of money, and then obviously other people that makes donations, and some of the candidates donated some money. Even the t-shirts that we're wearing there, everyone had to buy it, those white t-shirts. So that was our fundraiser that we had. Then obviously there's lots of planning that had to happen. We then decided we'll meet with the candidates every Thursday. So every Thursday between 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, we had a meeting. We would discuss different matters. And there's a photo with me with some of the candidates and different meetings that we had while we were planning this journey. So yeah, so that's that, the planning meeting. Then obviously we had to launch the entity. We had to let people know that the credible alternative is going to contest elections, and we had to do that before voter registration weekend, which was the 18th and the 19th of September, if I'm not mistaken. At the top are a number of the volunteers and the people that were involved with the launch and attended the launch. It was a virtual launch, obviously because of COVID. Clarence Ford, it was a huge supporter of CA First, facilitated the launch, and we had two big endorsements at the launch. The one, Stop COCT, Sandra Dixon, a very good friend of mine. She's a solid Cape Townian. And Solly Moheng, he was part of the SA First Forum, well-known media and marketing expert. He also endorsed us. And then these were some of the key messaging that we had. That the one was Cape Townians deserve better. Civil society is in the ring, and we are stepping up to the plate. So each one of us that were contesting elections was stepping up to the plate, and that was our first poster. That poster is still in some places where we encourage people to register to vote the 18th and the 19th. So it was a real roller coaster. So the launch is done, and then we are moving. And during this whole process, you know, with elections, everybody asks, where's your manifesto? What's your offering? And so on. So we then had to launch our manifesto again. Clarence was the MC at our manifesto launch. And this is just some of the background material and so on, where we launched the manifesto. It was in Crawford that we launched the manifesto of CA First. And those of you who are keen, you can still go and view our manifesto on cafirst.org.za, or you can go to our Facebook page to have a look at it before you cast your vote. I'm sure there are some of you who are still undecided. So go and have a look at our website. And we even got a YouTube channel. You can see some of our videos on YouTube. So that was a manifesto launch. Then the key was to get our message out. I then started going to talk on community radio stations. I had TV interviews. I was in the newspaper, getting the message out all the time, because the key thing that we found is the more people heard our offering, the more they were bound to agree with us, and the more they were bound to feel that this is really a credible alternative, and it is something that they can buy into. So so the key was me getting the message out. That's an article in the Argus. There was an article in the Cape Times, I believe, in other papers and so on. And the messaging just went out all the time, that we want a Cape Town for all, that Cape Townians need to be treated with dignity. We want a humane Cape Town. People deserve better. We shared our stories in terms of that we need to cut the surcharge that they charge people on electricity and water, and that the city is an entity that is there to deliver services to people that they deserve, and not to make a profit. So the key was to get the message out all the time, and I used social media. We used YouTube. We used Twitter. The first time I've got a Twitter account. All of those things. And then there's a whole range of people that just started supporting us. And there's just some pictures. I played in a golf day where I spread the message. I went to a friend's, they've got a second-hand shop there in, what's this place? Fishhook, next to Cork Bay, when we had an activity at Fishhook. So we went to Kevin and Shirley Zinn's place. I bought something, and as another friend there, she's heavy ANC, but I gave her our manifesto, Tony Aranis. Tony, I hope that you might give the ANC one vote and give us a second vote. That's Push Radio, that's Wayne McKay, that's Clarence. I got Clarence to talk to the candidates at our last session that we had Thursday past. And then another good friend is Lorenzo Davids, a man with his heart and his soul in the right place. He also came to come and talk to the candidates to make them realize and just reinforce why we are there, and what it means when we say Cape Townians deserve better and that we are stepping up to the plate. So these are the people that are supporting. I'm encouraged that close to the election and over the last few hours and days, more and more of my friends that I haven't seen in years or months or haven't heard from have been sending messages that they're supporting us. They're in our corner. There are some that has been traditionally ANC supporters that I think they're going to vote for us. Many of them were not going to vote, but I think that our message is finding fertile ground. And then, yeah, these are some of the posters that went up. Those of you who are going to vote tomorrow, please look for CA1ST. You'll get the ward candidate name, and then you'll get, I think that's a bluish ballot, and then there's a yellowish sheet that is a proportional representation ballot, and that I think we are just after COPE and we're just before the DA. So let us make inroads into the DA's percentage that they have in the Cape. So because, as we say, we don't want same old, we want something new, and we are committed to give people of Cape Town that something new. So our message has been going out consistently. We've been out and about. I've been to various communities, put our flyers in letter boxes, gone door to door, talked to people. I even went there to Cork Bay Harbour. Unfortunately, the photo of me cutting that snook is not on here. Yeah, we went to Delft, we went to Lavendale, we went to Mitchell's Plain, we went to Cork Bay, we went all over the show. We went to Athlone, yeah, you name it. We've been almost all parts of the Cape, and these are just images of me at there where I'm kneeling. I'm at the monument that they got for the launch of the UDF in Mitchell's Plain, in Rocklands. Yeah, so we've been out and about, and then I've been out and about with some of the candidates. Some of the candidates have been out and about. I've joined them when they've had activities or they've been interacting with communities themselves. And there's just some images of us and me with some of the candidates and some of the people that they've been talking about. So it's really been a campaign where the key was getting our message out in many ways possible, but also to interact with people. And once you interact with people, they get to get our message, and that's what we were about. And we had to do that within a few weeks. Then obviously we had various posters that and the key poster for us was Cape Townians deserve better. Like, I mean, that is so perfect. It's me at the top of this guy who's a DA's mayoral candidate, Mr. Hill Lewis. Me at the top, that we propose it, that I would make a better mayor than him. And then at the bottom, we say Cape Townians deserve better than what the DA has been giving them all these years, and even what the ANC would want to give them. So that was our message in essence. And then we put the challenge to Cape Townians to say, listen, you got to choose whether you want same old, or you want something new. Then we had a whole range of virtual interactions where we shared many of our policy offerings and what we're going to do via Facebook Live messaging that I preferred, and some Zoom sessions that we had with our youth candidates. I interacted with the youth candidates. I had a very good discussion with Dr. Vanessa Farr around environmental issues. Donna and Chad, I had a good chat with them from a young perspective. Then we had a chat, who was it, with Noah and Donnie, two of our candidates as well. David Yankees couldn't join, around our offering in respect of sport and recreation. And then I had a good chat with Crispin Son and Brian Robertson around our offering in respect of entrepreneurship. How do we deal with the unemployment problem, etc., etc. And we had, besides these virtual activations, we had activations via screens in shopping centers that we secured, screens on a moving vehicle, screens outside Wembley Roadhouse. If you go to the Wembley Roadhouse up till 12 o'clock tonight, our messaging would be on there. We had our messaging on the screens in the taxis. So yeah, and then obviously Facebook, YouTube. We've got our own YouTube channel, etc., etc. So the key is, Cape Town, that we tomorrow is your time to go and vote. Vote for CA first, CA1ST. If you want a different Cape Town, if you want a better Cape Town. One of the things that maybe I must say publicly tonight is, the other day, before I say the other day, I've made a conscious decision that there's been this whole thing around it. Everyone's in there for the money. That, you guys are just wanting to be in politics to earn a salary. So I've made a decision. I'm okay in terms of how I live my life and so on. So I've got another source of income. So I've decided what I would do is I would give a portion of my salary, should I become the mayor or a councillor. A third of my salary I will go to my mother to make sure that she have a better lifestyle. A third will go to her. A third will go to the foundation that I started, the Yes We Can Sport and Jazz Foundation, to where we do programs for young kids between 10 and 14. And maybe we can roll out our program, sport program, coaching program into schools. So a third will go there. And then another third will obviously, I will go to the civil society organizations that I'm linked with, and that is SA First Forum and CA First Movement. So that is what I'm going to do with my salary, if I should get it, because as I said, I'm a one-term candidate. I would want to lay the foundation for others to take over, and to take it to another level into new elections and so on. So yeah, so that's what I would want to do. So we want to turn, I truly believe Cape Town deserve better. It should become a humane, a caring, a can-do, and an entrepreneurial city that is vibrant. And the people of Cape Town must come first, not the politicians. So I'll be a different kind of politician should I go in there, in the city council. We'll want to shake things up, as I continuously say, because it needs to be shaken up, because the interests of our people need to come first. So thanks. Please vote for CA first. And if you're an independent candidate, or if you vote for an independent candidate, consider giving your proportional representation vote to us. Thank you. All the best, and thanks for listening. As we say, vote CA first.